This is TWiT.
Mike is here from Mexico, where the clocks did not change last night.
Yeah.
So he's fully rested. Lou and Devindra and I are missing an hour of sleep.
It's rough. It's rough.
It's rough. And what's interesting is there's been all these movements. Now, President Trump and Elon Musk are both saying they want to eliminate the change. But I have to point out that Trump's been saying that since his last presidency. So why don't he do it? Well, it's more complicated. 2/3 of Americans, 62%, want to end the time change. But the problem is, well, do you want to stay with daylight saving time, or do you want to be standard time? And there's no agreement there at all.
Let me raise another related issue of which there'll be even less agreement, which is that I personally think that we should all be in Greenwich Mean Time globally if we can. We should all be on the same clock because we really live in a ridiculously phrased global world.
What is this slavish devotion to sunshine?
I mean, if you look at pilots, right? Yeah. Pilots have to fly from one time zone to another, and so they've always been in what they call Zulu time, which is Greenwich Mean Time. And just like pilots, all of us are now living in a whole world, and these time zones don't mean anything anymore. So we should all be like pilots and just use Greenwich Mean Time.
That is a radical suggestion. The whole issue, and the reason people don't agree about saving time versus standard time is the sunlight issue, right?
But that's just an association. It's like, at noon, it's supposed to be brightly lit, but it's like, that's not true necessarily in the winter in the North Pole, and it varies.
You know what would happen, Mike? People would, if we all went to UTC, which, by the way, this clock behind me says it's 21:20 UTC. We all went to UTC, then schools would stop using the clock. And they'd say, it'd be like going back to the Middle Ages. When the sun is yea high over the horizon, cometh thee to school.
Yeah. Bring back sundials, I say.
Bring back Swatch at internet time, right? Beat time.
Right.
Swatch beat time. That'll solve all of it.
You still would always have this cognitive load, though. Like when we have meetings with China or India, like I still have to figure out, is it their morning? Is it their evening? Like, I think that would make it harder, I think, because again, it's all about the sun. It's all about the time of the day. And I think it's still,
you're not going to work 9 to 5 UTC.
Right, exactly.
Whereas more properly 9 to 17 UTC, which doesn't scan. It makes a terrible song. But that's in the middle of the night for you. So it's not ideal.
I feel like our apps and services just have to do a better job. Like I know scheduling meetings, often they're like, this person's in another time zone. Watch out for when you're timing this. But hey, we get up this morning, our phone should just tell us, hey, by the way, clocks move forward or something.
Yeah, they don't. It's a shame they don't.
It's weird.
They do it. I mean, automatically. Look at everything behind me is automatically fixed itself.
We have a weird system for keeping time because the weeks and the days and the months and the years are all based on where the planet is. And then when we get into the clock and the time of the day, then it depends on where you are. And it's really, I just really think it would be a trivial adjustment, especially for younger people who get used to it. I mean, look at the adjustment that already made. Kids can't tell the time from a clock. They need a digital clock so they can see
That's
them.
True. That's right.
They'll very quickly adjust that. We get up and go to school at 10:30 p.m.
Did you all have in kindergarten like a clock where the hands moved so you could practice telling time? Okay, so Lou, your kids and Devindra, is your kid in kindergarten yet? No.
She is. My daughter Sophia's in kindergarten. Yeah, we're doing the clock thing. Yeah.
So they do the clock thing. They still do tell you.
I don't know if the school's doing it, but we're doing it. Yeah.
Who knows what the schools are doing? They're definitely doing not doing cursive writing.
They're not doing cursive anymore?
But even with the current system, some people are on the 12 hours and then 12 more hours. Some people are on the 24-hour clock. So we already don't agree about what the numbers are.
Yeah, I'm sick of subtracting 12. It's too much, or adding. It's too much trouble. Why are we adding a
That's why I didn't join the military. I don't have time to learn something
What's this Zulu all about? Yeah. So health experts, you may not like this, say that actually standard time is better for us. It best aligns with the sun and our natural circadian rhythms. So the problem is summertime. Now we're on summertime now, and maybe that's why this spring move ahead, besides losing an hour's sleep, is also a cause for tomorrow there'll be more heart attacks, more car accidents when people get up and go to work. Although, does anybody still get up and go to work? That's another. But
again, the problem is the change, not that it's one.
I think so.
It's just,
but it is amount of sunlight too. Yeah, we just stopped changing. Now, what did Mexico do? They just said no more.
I don't know, but the time stayed the same here. And
I think last year they decided, and this is the problem. There is a standard time zone, which is standard time. So they undoubtedly for instance, in California and many other states, we have voted to move to daylight saving time, summertime, as you call it in Europe.
Right.
But you can't do that without a federal mandate, because it's changing our time zone. And by the way, all the computers are going to get mightily confused if we stop. What a mess. So everything in your house though changes automatically? That's one thing that's helped.
I mean, like a microwave, stove, the unconnected devices,
appliances.
The car, the little thing on the car doesn't change for many cars.
Really?
The little digital readout of the time, you got to go in there and
you don't have GPS.
I mean,
what kind of cars are you driving?
Toyota Prius. It's an obscure brand.
But you have a GPS in it, right?
There's digital services that you have to pay for that I don't pay for. So I get the time that I pay for, which is the wrong time.
You got to pay more to get the right time. Right. Yeah, believe it or not, my oven, the cooking oven even is internet connected. I went downstairs and it was right. It's only the microwave, and that's probably because I haven't yet put it on the internet. Come to think of it.
Yeah, I mean, one of the benefits of using the Creators app from Sony is that it automatically changes the time on my camera, my DSLR Sony.
Oh, wow.
And so I travel all around the world, and when I forget to change the time, when I used to forget to change the time, then when I put all the photos from my phone and other devices into an album, they're like way off, right? So now they're all synchronized because of that app. So that's a nice feature. Use the app if you have a Sony.
So according to Fast Company and the Dr. Mohammed Adil Rishi, the author of the American Medical Association's the American Academy of Sleep Medicine, a real expert, published in the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine, permanent standard time is the optimal choice for health and safety. And apparently research backs that up. The 1 hour change disrupts the body's, we know that, natural sleep cycle twice a year. Daylight saving time transitions, particularly the one we had last night, lead to spikes in heart attacks and traffic accidents.
We should all follow the science, Leo. Follow the science, which says
that's what we're not going to do.
That we need one time set, not daylight savings time. But the other thing that science says, and this is fairly recent science, is that you should get up in the morning.
Yes.
Go outside so you have exposure to sunlight.
Yes.
And guzzle some strong coffee.
Yeah.
And stop drinking coffee for the rest of the day. So that does, it tells your body, it sets the biorhythm every day with the light and the coffee. And that's optimal health. Optimal health.
Is that what you're doing right now, Mike?
No. I'm drinking coffee all day. I'm totally ignoring the science.
Same.
Yeah, I don't have time for science. I have things to write and things to do. So
in 2023, little Marco Rubio sponsored the 2023 Sunshine Protection Act. Oh, come on. He is from Florida, I guess, so that's okay. It passed unanimously in the Senate.
Wow.
But didn't pass the House because lawmakers couldn't agree on whether standard or saving time is the permanent time.
For sake.
So there is a bill. It's stalled. And of course, there's the problem of Hawaii and Arizona, which don't, in fact, change their clock.
Right. Makes me want to stand up and wave my cane.
Yeah.
It really does.
Like Representative Green. Anyway, we're stuck with it. Trump has tweeted, as has Musk, but I don't think a tweet has the force of law yet. Although that's
What laws, Leo? Come on. What laws?
That's probably. I don't think an executive order can do it. I don't know though. Who knows?
Does the president care?
We're close. Yeah.
How do they feel in Mexico about the Gulf of America, Mike? Are they?
People are just shrug. I don't.
Yeah, who
I think
cares?
we all know that as soon as Trump is gone,
It'll
we'll
go
just
right
change it
back.
back.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing people don't realize is the Gulf of America was named before North America was called America. Back when it was named the Gulf of America, North America was called Terra Incognita, and the Spanish New Spain didn't even exist yet. It predates Mexico as a country.
Oh,
So you
Okay.
just to change that willy-nilly is just the
It's
most
silly.
anti-historical.
Yeah. As is changing the clocks twice a year.
Yes.
I mean, we only started doing that in World War II. I mean, this is not like written in stone. All right, well, let's get rid of it. You know, I do this story twice every year because no one wants it, but everybody's got it. That's what's so weird, right?
Yeah. Yep.
It's one of those
Well,
things we just can't.
You can
fix.
say that about a lot of things, Leo, at this point.
I guess
mean,
that's true. Yeah.
Leo, you and I are alone in being old enough to remember when this was a big deal in the 70s when Carter, I think it was like, oh, yeah, this is great because we'll save energy. Ecology now, Leo. And, they had all these stats, not about health, but about because people weren't as obese and unhealthy in the 70s. But they cared about, energy usage, right? So you use less energy because of this. And that was the whole reason. And so everybody was like, well, if it saves energy, then I guess we can accept it.
But it doesn't.
But now, like you can recycle and save all the energy you want and turn off the lights when you leave the bathroom, and then AI companies come in and use planets worth of energy to give us hallucinatory feedback. So
That's a good point. I didn't even think about that. So now that we are wasting energy like crazy, let's fix.
We've all accepted it.
It is truly hilarious because I also, when I was growing up in school, like climate change was also a thing we were talking about. The whole ozone layer. I remember reading about that in school. I'm like,
we fixed that. Did you know that?
We fixed it. It was a whole thing. We got together and we fixed it. And now
I think Elon Musk just fired all the people who fixed it.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
But but now everything is coming to a head. We know like climate change is going to lead to some radical changes to the planet. We're doing nothing. We're in fact accelerating the opposite. So, humanity has just gotten more and more disappointing as I've gotten older, to be honest.
We've always been that way. Come on.
Just a lot dumber, I'd say. But
I don't think so.
That's me.
I don't think so.
There was a collective madness happening, So
just to reassure everybody, I've done a little looking into this. It's always been this way. There's been plenty of crazy times, plenty of them,
but not when we're so hyper connected, and not when
that's what's different.
one rich dude can basically start to collapse the American government, which will take decades to fix. What he breaks now will take forever to fix. So, it's definitely worse than before.
Hey, thank you for watching this little snippet from our big show, the News Roundtable, This Week in Tech. I'm Leo Laporte. Each week we cover the week's tech news, in-depth analysis, but it's also fun and engaging. You'll find it at twit.tv along with all of our shows. And if you want more, just hit the subscribe button, and we'll be sure to bring you a lot more great content. Thanks for listening.